Reality. Reality receipts.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Reality Receipts podcast starring me, Storytime with Ricky.
And me, Reality Ashley. I accidentally hit record while we were mid-conversation. So it started giving us our little countdown. And I was like, wait, stop. What were you going to say? Or is it secret offline?
No, it's just talking some shit.
Hey, we do that on here, so but it probably wouldn't make sense to what we're talking about today because we're talking about Love Island USA. We're on episode 33, so we're really getting down to the end now, last couple episodes, and then we're gonna also do Real Housewives of Miami season 7 episode 4. Are we at now? Yeah, I think it's at episode 4. So
Yeah, okay.
yeah, so first we'll get into Love Island. So
Yeah,
what'd you think of the episode?
I thought it was good.
Yeah.
It was good. I'm really confused why we're having these challenges, like these kind of pointless challenges towards the end of the season. I think the challenges should be more based on like how well the couples know each other, so like the audience can get like an insight of like who to vote for, right? Because we have a vote tonight and it is for the final couple. And I think these pointless challenges are pointless. Like, I don't know why we're doing them, but you know, that just makes me feel like they're just trying to get through the season. Like that took up half the episode. But overall,
it's hard.
Good episode. How about you? What'd you think of it?
Yeah, it's hard when they're already kind of set in their couples and you know nobody's gonna be like making out with other people to do these silly like challenges. We're basically just watching them make out with each other in their couples. We can see that anywhere. It doesn't have to be a challenge, right? So
or
I agree.
It does, depending on what couple you're in. So
true. Some of them need that.
Some of them don't want to make out outside of challenges and in front of people. So
yeah, I wonder if that had something to do with them doing this challenge to get some of the couples a little more comfortable kissing, although they are comfortable in the bed. So I don't know what the difference is, but there's cameras in there too. So
yeah.
But yeah, so episode started with some nice little conversations. Alandria and Nick, Ace and Shelly. I don't yell at us, but I'm falling for the Nicolandria propaganda. I'm on board. Watching him with her, he is so different than with Sierra. And I know it's only been a couple of days. I know they said they had no romance. I think that was because they were into other people or like worried about stepping on toes. Because they really, like Nick, I don't know if it's just their friendship that they have such a good base friendship, but they really do seem like happier together. Like watching him with Alandria versus like that little date with Sierra. And it could just be he acts differently in a friendship versus relationship, but they just have like an ease together, which is nice to see. So are you falling for it too or no?
I've been on the ship, okay? I've been on the ship. I feel like I've seen it from episodes ago. I've seen it since the first episode. I was very curious, like, well, if Nick kissed her like during the blindfold challenge and she kissed him during the first challenge, like, why isn't this happening? And I do think that Nick just kind of, Alandria gives Nick a different feeling that he's never had before.
The flutters.
Yeah, the flutters. He gets the flutters. I think there's a nervousness because, you know, like when you're just around that girl that you just are enamored with, like you're nervous, you're flustered, you know? So I think that's what I'm seeing. Maybe I'm delusional. Like I feel like Nick is very different with Alandria because she makes him nervous and he makes her nervous. And so we're getting this cutesy connection. But unfortunately, we have one episode left. We don't have time for a slow build, a slow cutesy connection. So as much as I stan Nick and Alandria, I don't think that they have what it takes to win. I think that if we had a week left to where we could really see that connection grow and blossom, they could take it all. But we're out of time. And unfortunately, the Nicolandria train just happened too late. So I encourage anyone listening, because there is a vote tonight. I encourage anyone listening, like the number, like go with the couple that has the numbers. Like I get everybody has their couples that they love and they stand for, but you have to really think if the couple you're rooting for has the numbers, because we do have some couples that have very, 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 very strong fan bases, and they're going to vote for the person regardless if they're in a strong couple, regardless if their couple is tripping or having a rough patch right now, and they have a one-track mind to get this person to win or people to win. And you guys have to be strategic in your vote, in the way you're voting, to say, hey, is the couple that I really want to win, do they have the numbers on their side, or is my vote going to go to waste? So I consider you and urge you to change your vote if you are kind of rooting and have your heart set on a couple that doesn't really have the numbers on their side. Like, for example, I think Iris and Pepe are really great together. I unfortunately don't think that they have enough fandom or enough numbers on their side to actually take it home. So
Yeah, I know. It seems like, obviously Huda has a big group of supporters, so they're going to vote for her. And then the rest of the couples have like split supporters. Like, we love all of them. And so you just pick one out of those three that you love. And so if they get split three ways, then they're definitely not going to win. So we all need to get on the same page and pick who we're going to vote for. Because
right. If you
yeah.
have somebody that you really, really don't want to win, like if you have somebody, if you're like, I would be okay with this person winning over this person, and the person you really want to win is not, the person, just ask yourself, am I okay with maybe not my first choice winning, but my second choice winning over somebody I really, really don't want to win, or I don't think deserves to win? Like, for example, if you are, if you think that Nick and Olandria don't deserve to win and you really, really don't want them to win, but you want to vote for Iris and Pepe, like that vote is not, you know what I mean? Like that vote,
Yeah.
like, Iris and Pepe just don't have the numbers to take it all. So you have to vote accordingly. I use Nick and Olandria as an example because I didn't want to, I really wanted to use an example because there's just one person, in my opinion, who does not deserve to win, not just because of their actions, but because they're just not in a strong couple. And that's what Love Island is about.
No, I think anyone watching these last few episodes can see that these two do not have a shot out of the villa, and maybe none of them do. Who knows? I think some more than others, and Huda and Chris.
Do you think
I said maybe. No, I don't know. I mean, obviously,
I feel like Shelly and Ace have a shot outside of the villa.
Yeah, just being on like different coasts is hard, obviously, but maybe they're gonna get into the same place. But I never think that any of these people have a shot after the show. And look at last year's cast; they're still going. So they definitely proved everybody wrong. So I'm not saying I don't see it at all. I'm just saying like it's hard to say for sure. Like I don't necessarily I don't feel confident saying yes, these people are gonna be together outside the villa. But definitely Ace and Shelly the most out of all of them for sure. But yeah, I just like last year I wouldn't have thought that either, and they're proving us wrong. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I didn't think Leah and Raquel would make it. I didn't think
No.
Janae and Penny would make it. And I think I was pretty like sold on Serena and Cordell, but yeah, like there's so many, like they're all still together. I think like Miguel, they're doing press for Beyond the Villa now, and like the reporter asked Miguel, like, are you still with Leah? Which I think is crazy that you're doing an interview and you don't know like you don't know that. And he was like baffled by the question. He was like, me? Yeah, like, yeah, that's my girl, like that's my wife. Like the book, like why would you ask me such an absurd question?
It is weird, the press that they're setting up for these people right now. Like, they have their circuit and it's like Access Hollywood, Entertainment Tonight. Those people are not watching the show. They're not up to date with it. Even like the chicks in the office were talking to Taylor and Clark, and they're like, couldn't remember who was the one that wrote the mailbox thing for Pepe, which was Huda, obviously. And it was like,
told them that it was Andrina. They told them that it was Andrina.
Yeah, like and I get it. It's hard to keep up with everything. Like we're at least on the show though, I think it's important to know, and like who is together. That just seems like a simple thing. You could literally just check their TikTok quickly before.
They're all over the internet together, and they're all over Instagram. Like that was like such a bizarre question, but he seemed baffled by it. So I do think that while people want, like, I know not everybody's on the Maya and Brian train. I don't know why people think that Brian's not genuine. I feel like he really is. I feel like he really
Yeah.
likes her. He brought up life on the outside and like how he lives in Boston, she lives in New York, and that the transition would be easy. But people think that he's just riding the wave.
Hmm.
But Amaya has a very, very strong fan base that are willing to take her to the finals no matter what. So that is kind of what I mean by like you do have these people who have strong fan bases that are going to vote for them no matter what. So
Hmm.
everybody needs to get on one accord with their vote and not split it
Yeah.
between three people. If you're thinking of voting Iris and Pepe, I'm sorry, I think Iris and Pepe are actually leaving tonight, so they may not even be in the vote.
Hmm.
But a lot of people think that Huda and Chris are leaving tonight because they had a bad
I
two
doubt it.
episodes, and they're not. Like,
No.
and I think the people who are not on TikTok or not on Twitter or not on
Hmm.
Instagram don't understand how strong her army is. Like, she's
Right.
got fans up the gazoowa, okay? Like,
Hmm.
they are not, she is going to make it to the finals because they're voting for her regardless. So
Yeah.
that is what I said. If you don't want to see that happen, everybody, you need to be open to changing your vote to somebody who has the numbers. And right now, I think, who would you say like has the numbers to win or has the fan base to win?
Um, I don't know. It's hard to say because it's just the first time that I've ever seen it where people are really liking just one person and not a couple, right? Like we all love Amaya. It's not necessarily Brian and Amaya. I like Brian. I think he's genuine, but most people would be voting for them because of Amaya. And then same with Huda. Like I don't think any of her fans can genuinely say that's a good relationship, but they love her, so they're going to vote for her. So usually it's like we love this couple or that couple, but it's very much like individual votes this time. So
Yeah.
obviously everything I've seen so far seems to be projecting Amaya and Brian to have the most votes. I think she's definitely the most loved of the cast, and so she might carry them to the end. But
Yeah.
Huda does have a big fan base, so
Yeah. And so
I
that's exactly why I say, I know a lot of people realistically, looking at it from a standpoint of like who has the strongest connection, it's Shelly and Ace, right? Like
mhm,
who has the strongest connection, who's come the furthest, it's Shelly and Ace. Who's going to make it outside of the villa, it's Shelly and Ace. Unfortunately, there are still a lot of people out there that believe that they dated before the show, which we've debunked. It's not true. But that video has like 8 million views. Like, and to say
yeah.
that that's not going to sway the vote, it is going to sway the vote. So it's like, do Shelly and Ace have the numbers to win? If they don't, and you don't want to see Huda and Chris take it, you have to think of changing your vote to Amaya and Brian, who seem to be the majority right now. You know?
Right, because imagine the season if Ace and Shelly did not know, like, didn't follow each other and do that like or comment or whatever it is that everyone has like glommed onto. I think they would obviously be the favorites and everyone would love them. I think people might have been a bit annoyed with Ace and the way he kind of tried to like lead the house, but most of people's criticism comes from the fact that they seem to have been gaming the system or like planned it out, organized this some way. So if that hadn't have happened, I think they would be like the clear winners for sure.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
I think a lot of people can't get past this thought that they've organized this all and they're playing us all. But I
Yeah,
don't know.
I
It's the
can't
more it
get past.
goes,
I can't get past like I don't think that they really, it was more of an Ace thing to me, like when he like I feel like he's just been a little strategic. It seems like he's
mm,
maybe followed, like he knows the formula of a Love Island winner, right? Like, and the
yeah,
formula kind of repeats itself, right? Like two OGs, they don't lock in with each other right away, but they lock in at some point and ride it out
hmm,
until the end. So I can't help but feel like just the way he went about like picking Amaya and then not really exploring her, saying he's interested
yeah,
in Iris and not really exploring her, that he's following a formula. So
hmm,
that's not necessarily Shelley's fault, but that might not be true too. And then it's like we've just put that on this man, and he's just really in there falling in love. You know what I mean? And has a genuine connection. But I don't know. These last couple of episodes, he kind of convinced me. Like I thought he was
yeah.
sweet, and I liked him, and I thought he was
Yeah.
cutesy.
And it could come from not even like a really thought out game plan, but just, you would maybe do a little research before you go and you might just think or someone told you like people hate it if you lock in too early. And that was just his thought going in. It's not like it was this big thought out strategic plan, but it was basically like try to stay open as long as I can also because if I screw over Shelly, people are gonna hate me like what happened with Taylor, right? And he maybe was just not sure what was gonna happen. Like, would someone else come in that he liked more? So it's so hard because people say don't lock in too early, keep your options open. They did do that, and now we're mad that they did that. So you can't sometimes win with the fans. Like, I think they just waited a little bit too long. Like they needed to lock in like a few days before they did, and they waited so long to the point where we were like, what are you doing besides trying to strategically game this? Because we could see that they liked each other, and it just seemed not genuine that they waited so long. But they're there now, and now
Yeah.
we're starting to feel it. So
Yeah, and again, we're at the end. So I
yeah,
don't know.
no,
I don't know if the last two episodes will put people on the Shelley and Ace train. It put me on the Shelley and Ace train, but did it put me enough to vote for them tonight? I don't know. I guess we'll see at family night. You know, the
mhm.
first look, they were very emotional. Ace was very emotional. We see him crying. We see we see him like really opening up and saying this is his first girlfriend. So I'm
Yeah.
guessing Kelly's like officially his girlfriend in and out the villa. Um, so I don't know. Tonight's episode could sway a lot of opinions based on what we see, right? So
Yeah, the more we see them in that element, like with their families and these vulnerable, real conversations, the more we do fall in love with them. I think Love Island made that mistake this season, right? Like focused a lot on the Huda Jeremiah drama and all of that, and not showing us enough of the. We just like to see the regular conversations about their lives and to watch them connect. And we didn't get to see that much in the start, and then it feels like they've been trying to play catch up a little bit, but. I mean, that is what the end of it is for. Now everyone's locked in. Now it's time to like really show who they are. And I think we're starting to like I like all of them except,
yeah.
one. But yeah, so speaking of, back to the episode, we see Huda and Chris have their little chat.
Mhm.
She's just so defensive all the time. I think she just needs to chill, just be quiet and just let him like he's not even saying anything wrong, and she seems to take such an offense to everything that he says.
Yeah.
So why do you think she's like that?
Because she needs therapy. She needs to heal. She's unhealed. And I don't think, I think, right, that's the conversation where, she's trying to once again explain her reasonings for not wanting to kiss him in public, and it doesn't make sense to him. So you telling him over and over again is not going to make it make sense to him, I think was his point.
Mhm.
So he's like, are basically going to have to agree to disagree on this one because I'm not going to see your side and you're not going to see my side and nothing's going to change. So we don't
Yeah.
need to keep talking about it.
Yeah, I
So
thought he was.
like she's literally trying to tell her like I don't like she's trying to say her feelings and then like what do you think? And he's like I have no thoughts. And then you get a like you kind of like take that as him wanting to dump you or wanting to like you notice in that moment he tries to tell her getting up from me and walking away from the conversation made me feel disrespected. So
Mhm.
he's trying to tell her how that made him feel and she
Mhm.
instantly says, so you don't, if this is something you don't want to pursue anymore, then okay, I'll leave you alone. Instantly victimizes herself. She can't even look inward and say, I'm sorry that wasn't, I didn't intend to disrespect you.
Mhm.
Like that wasn't
Yeah.
my intent. I'm sorry that I made you feel that way. Like he does with her. I feel like that's how he communicates with her. That wasn't my intent. Like he really
Mhm.
does consider how his words and action have made her feel, and she doesn't do
Mhm.
the same with him. That conversation instantly became about, well, if you don't want to mess with me no more, like you could just go. And you could see him visibly get frustrated and like move his arm and get up. Like,
Yeah.
that's not what I'm saying. Like, why do you always have to go there? But also, the conversation just pivoted from me
Mhm.
feeling disrespected to now it's about you and
Yeah.
wanting you feeling like I'm going to cut this off.
And that's why I think they have no shot outside of this villa because you could tell he's being really good at being patient and explaining things, and you can see that he's not that he wants to like get angry or yell or anything, but you can see how frustrated he is. You can see how much it's taking to just control himself because he knows like that it won't go like there's no reasoning with her. And like no one, this is just a few days into a relationship. Nobody is going to be able to do that long term. It's going to escalate, and it's like these are just silly little fights that they're having. It's not even real life big stuff yet. So I can't even imagine. And it's clear that he's just done. Like Ace says to him a little bit after this, like, you just have to see it through. And I thought that was so telling. It's like, just see it through to the end. Like, you're not saying that, you shouldn't be saying that to someone you just started dating a few days ago. It should be like how much you like them and what you're enjoying about them. And it's like, just see it through, man. Like, that's not really a good sign. And people are saying like, oh, they're going to make up on the next episode. Like, okay. And then they're going to fight again the one after that. Like, it's not, this does not look like an easy fix at all.
Yeah. But it also is like, really an easy fix, right? Like, and to Amaya's point, if a guy was doing this to a girl, you're thinking I'm a sneaky link. You know what I mean? And it's like in one breath, she's telling this man, I can't even get to like, because now I'm skipping to the doc.
We can get there. We can get there.
Which made me like, I wanted to slide down the wall because I'm like, this man's trying to tell you what he needs. He's trying to tell you what he needs out of the relationship. He's trying to tell you what he needs. And you don't care. All you care about is what you need, because then you tell him that you want more attention. You need more attention in the mornings, and you need words of affirmation. When this man reassured you that he likes you, you told him you want to throw up. He was giving you words of affirmation. You told him you want to throw up. And then you tell him that you want more attention. This man, PDA is attention. He's trying to give you attention, and you can tell him you need more attention. So why is it make it make sense? Why is it okay for you to tell him your needs and you expect him to hear you and listen and shift that action, but he can't tell you that he wants to kiss in public, and that's going to make him feel reassured, that's going to make him feel validated in the relationship, and you just say, okay, well, I'm not gonna, I don't want to, I want to move different. Like there's no bend. Why can he bend to your needs, but you cannot bend to his?
And all of this conversation just proved to me that I think this not kissing him in front of everyone is just a manipulation or a punishment in some way, because she knows it's something that he wants, and she feels like she's not getting what she wants from him. Like, you got to give me more attention in the morning. I need more words of affirmation. Like, he's not giving her love languages, so she knows he wants this like physical affection in public, so she's not going to do it just because he's not doing what she wants. It's not that she genuinely doesn't want to, because it doesn't make sense. She's sleeping with him in the bed. She's kissing him in challenges. She's sitting on people's faces. Like, she has no problem with public displays of anything. Only after he said, that's something I want, has she made it something she won't do, just to punish him because he's not acting how she wants. It's so manipulative, and it's just getting annoying to watch, to be honest.
And honestly, to be honest, when he first like asked for a kiss and she started looking around, I had got the feeling like she actually is like doing this whole like, you know how she does like the whole like, oh, you like me, oh, you do like me. I thought it was like one of those moments, like, oh, you want to kiss me in public, like, oh my god, like she was like being coy and shy and acting like it's not something she wanted, but it actually was something that she wanted. But then like you said, once she's seen that he wanted it so bad, she kind of weaponized it. And for me, the logic behind it doesn't make sense. And like to Chris's point, like, you have your priorities messed up. Like, you want to bang all night, clap cheeks, but you don't want to kiss in public. Like, talking about you're doing something different. I want to move slower. Like, I'm sorry, like clapping cheeks and then not kissing it is not moving slower. Like, it literally, there's no logic behind that. Like, it's not moving slower.
No, and the way she keeps talking about how the other Islanders like came for her for being affectionate, that never happened. Like, no one ever judged her and Jeremiah for being affectionate. The only time the Islanders started getting fed up was when she started fighting with him and berating him and calling him names and talking trash about him, like Hannah said. Like, no one was ever like, oh, wow, you guys are kissing too much, or, you know, no one had any opinions about that at all. It was only once it turned toxic and fighting that people were like, okay, what's happening here?
It has to come from maybe I don't know. Maybe it's coming from a place of like, well, when we kissed in the speakeasy, like Olandria outed us type thing. And now she's being weird about kissing since she got outed in front of people. And she felt like in that, I just answered my own question because if you remember in that mailbox challenge, she
Hmm.
was like, what's wrong with me kissing a guy that I like? So now in
Yeah.
her mind, they all have a problem with me kissing Chris when that wasn't the issue in the first place. You know what I mean? She kind
No,
of takes what she wants and believes the narrative. So now in her
totally.
mind, because we heard her say, right? We heard her say, what's wrong with me kissing? I can't kiss a guy that I like. Now she thinks I can't kiss a guy that like they're all bothered by the fact that I won't kiss him or that I
Oh
kissed
my
him.
God.
They're all
Hmm.
bothered that I kissed him. So now she won't kiss him in front of them. That's exactly what it is. I answered my
And
question.
the whole problem with that was not that she kissed Chris. It was the way she was moving and talking to Shelly and saying, I'm bringing him back for you when she liked him. It was her dishonesty and not being clear with her motives and twisting of conversations. Not the damn kiss. The kiss was just the product of all of that, like proving that her words were untrue. Like
Yeah, she
people want her
doesn't
to be honest. They don't
understand
care
that.
about her kissing. Yeah.
They don't, she doesn't understand that. She hasn't made that correlation. She made it about the kiss. So now in her mind, everybody is upset and mad that she kissed Chris, so she don't want to do it and where people can see.
She should just go home then, because she's got to be kissing people in this house. And if she wasn't sleeping with him, this argument may actually make more sense. But like Amaya said, imagine it was reversed. Like everyone would probably be like voting this man off the island, never talk. He would be like hated in public, like that asshole that would sleep with Huda and not kiss her in public. Like we would
Yep.
have his head. So I understand, or at least the excuse she's using. But yeah, if you're sleeping with him in front of everyone in the room and kissing him in the room in front of everyone, it's just coming across as manipulative or like an ulterior motive. It's just not adding up. So
Yes. I'm very curious to hear what Chris's family is going to say about her tonight. I heard that, but I don't
they
know.
posted nicely about it, but also they want like why would they want him to win, I would assume, or want him to be happy. So imagine they talk trash about Huda and all her followers came after him. That's their fault. It would be a lot of pressure,
Yeah,
to
that's what I said. I heard that they were talking like that they, were in support of them is what I
Mhm.
heard from online because he has I think a lot of sisters. So I heard that
Yes.
they like her and are in support of her, but also they do see, her fans like coming at people who say anything
Hmm. And
about
ultimately, it's like it's his social media that they're running. And so if he's saying, I like her, they have to project that on the page. Like,
Oh, of
I don't know
course.
if you saw, but Sierra's page, that girl that was running it, was like really coming for Nick and putting like clown emojis on his face while Sierra was clearly like in love with Nick. So I'm like, that's not reflecting her feelings. So I thought that was a little weird. So
Yeah,
I'm sure their actual opinions could be different, but they're not going to put that on his page when it's his feelings. But I'm
right.
interested to see what they actually say to his face. But they know, like, it would be so different if there was still more women coming in, more opportunities to sort of like change the course. But they know, like, what's he going to do? Leave alone or win it and figure it out after? Like, get out of it after. So
Which
there's
is
nothing he
fairly
can do.
easy to get out of it. You guys are going to different states.
Yeah.
Essentially, you never have to answer your phone again if you don't want to. Like,
Oh,
you
he's
know,
already put the seed in. He's going back overseas to play basketball. So he can just hop on the plane and never come back. So,
yeah. So I don't know. We'll see.
mhm.
We'll see.
Yes.
What else happened?
Yeah, I'm
Let's.
like, lots of cute combos with Shelly and Ace and Nick and Alandria. It was just, yeah, I was seeing a lot more of their relationships, which I like.
It did seem, yeah, like we did get a lot of Nick and Landria. They were both really validating each other and their feelings. And I think that people have been seeing this narrative online that they don't have any chemistry. I disagree with that. Like I think like
Yeah.
we've seen that chemistry in that Soul Ties kiss. And even in the kiss in today's challenge, like it was they kept going in for kisses. It was almost like they were using the challenge as an opportunity to kiss.
Hmm.
Um, but I do feel like Olandra is very guarded. Like she isn't very, and I guess I feel like she was like that with Taylor too. Like we really didn't see this like, I mean, besides when she cussed his ass out, like this raw emotion and like this like
Hmm.
just like, it was just kind of like, yeah, I really like you. Like, you know what I mean? But there's like, she wasn't doing anything to show that she really liked him. And I feel like it's the same with Nick. Like, they affirm each other with their words.
Uh-huh.
And I need them to affirm each other with their actions. And I just
Yeah,
feel like it's too late. Like, I feel
I
like if
know.
we had a week more, like Nick and Alandra would have it in the bag.
Hmm.
Did you
But
hear that Sierra's allegedly been liking Nick Olandria like fan edits?
oh, really? No, I
Yeah,
didn't hear that.
on Instagram. That's what people were, I haven't seen it myself, but that's what people were saying in my comments, is that she's been liking like the Nicole Andrea fan edits. And you don't know. I don't know if she's doing it to be petty and like spiteful, or if she's actually like on the ship. I don't know.
Yeah, interesting. Oh, I did think Iris and Pepe do seem to have a real like
Exactly.
chemistry, like an undeniable one. Like I see that physicalness of them. I don't know if like they would have long-term staying power besides the physical part, but they do seem to really like connect on a lot of things.
I
And when
agree.
he did like the little throat grab, that was
Love that.
hot. Yeah.
Love it. Love a throat
Yeah,
grab
like
moment. I'd
we
be
want
like,
to
yes, yes.
yeah.
I believe they're into each other. I think like you
Yes.
said, physically, it's undeniable. They can't keep their hands off each other. Every scene, like even if you notice in the background, like they're always together. They're always having
Hmm.
chats. So I get why people are like,
Hmm.
wanting to vote
Like
for them as the winners, because I do see a genuine connection. But I think it's, for me, it's the same with Nick and Alandria. They don't have enough time.
yeah.
They don't have enough time to really show us what they're working with. Even though Brian and Amaya got together at the same time, I think people want to ignore that because they like Amaya so much, and they're
Yeah.
just happy to finally see her in a connection where she's connecting with somebody. Whereas
Hmm.
with I like we've seen, right, we've seen Nick connect with somebody else, we've seen Pepe connect with somebody else, we've seen Iris, we've seen them all connect with somebody else genuinely, and this is the first time that we're seeing it with Amaya. So it seems, in my opinion, a lot quicker than
Yeah.
like TJ and Iris seem so TJ,
Yeah.
Pepe and Iris seem so brand new
Close
to
enough.
me, as to Nicolandria, versus Amaya
Yeah.
and Brian kind of seem like they've been rocking for a minute, but they really haven't. So I don't know.
Yeah, they do have like a good blend of the physical and like a friendship. And so I think that's where they're a little bit ahead of like Nick and Alandria, right? Like we see that friendship with them. They're still working on the like I wish they would do a little throat grab action and then we'd be like, okay, we're so
With
on board with this.
Nicolandria,
Cause we know because we
yeah,
know they're
or
attracted to
if
each
they
other.
banged, maybe no.
Yeah, something. I mean, get in there.
Pepe, like if you really, because Amaya and Brian have banged, and allegedly Pepe and Iris have, which I don't think we
Yes.
have confirmation of that happened yet. But yeah, imagine, like, I'm not trying to put a body on anybody, but like, you know what I mean, like, and not
Yeah.
everybody wants to like have sex, have
But
fun,
then people would
sex
have
in
proof, right?
yeah, like I don't know. I know people, not everyone wants to like have sex on camera.
Hmm.
I would imagine like Olandra being as reserved as she is, that's like an absolute hell no. I am very curious to know if Shelly and Ace did the nasty,
Hmm.
because I'm a nosy bitch, but or if he ate that kitty in the hideaway. But I feel like that would really be like, okay, you don't fake that. But then I don't
No,
know, because people, like, he was smashing Sierra's little cakes, and
true.
they thought he was faking that connection. So I don't know if that would be enough to sell the crowd. I'm not saying drop the draws to sell the audience. It's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
No,
I think
just
people would
for
believe it a
yourself too.
lot more.
Yeah, and then they have more confirmation too, right? You have to test the car before you buy it, before they drive it off the island. You need to see if
Yeah,
it's working. So, but I
yeah,
mean, Nick's tested his parts already, so he seems good to
yeah.
go. But
And no, but
yeah, I
well,
think
it's not good to go because he only
oh
lasted
right,
40 seconds.
yes, he needs to work on that. But
Yeah.
they've been cooped up there a while. It makes sense. But
Has Nick,
yeah, I don't.
did Nick get more physically attractive to you this episode, or was it just me? Because when he was in that photo booth with Alandria, I just found him so sexy. It's like the black wife effect. Have you heard of the black wife
Yes, like Lauren and Cameron. I once made a video about how much of a glow up he had after he got married, like a whole different man. So,
I'm like, I just thought he looked so good in that confessional. I was like, has he always
I actually saw a funny
always
TikTok.
looked like this?
he was wearing a pink hoodie in the episode last night, and someone pointed out that it was like the Aritzia hoodie or something, and then Hannah commented, "That's my hoodie," which was pretty funny. She left it there, I guess. So.
Oh, that's so. Oh, look! I knew Love Island USA was gonna post these photos. Good Lord!
Oh yeah, he does look good.
He's giving face.
Yeah. See,
Oh,
Landry has been good for him. He looks so much happier, and I think, yeah, they
and
look
somebody
good.
said he's 6'4".
Nothing wrong with that.
I love me a tall man.
The opposite of that is Shelly being taller than Ace in the heels.
Slightly.
When they went off to the Hideaway, it was
I thought I feared I saw that, but I was
yeah.
trying not to. I guess I didn't realize Alandria was so. So this is what I'm talking about. Look at Ace. I mean, look at Nick next to Chris. He's 6'8". That means this man is
weird.
tall. That
Maybe
means he's
standing
pretty.
on something.
Don't think I hate him now. Actually, he's not.
No, I'm just saying.
Look
If
at
there, is he on his tippy toes?
He's not. Maybe. Hold on, actually. Bitch. He's on his tippy toes.
I knew it.
I swear to God, look at the zoom in. He's slightly on his tippy toes.
That is not kind to do to Ace. He could at least have like been in the middle of those two, but he had to just raise himself up to Chris height. Poor Ace.
No, Ace isn't on his tippy toes. Nick is on his tippy toes.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Because now it's like Nick and Chris, and then Ace, instead of being like in the middle.
Look at all the guys. Look at all the guys, and then Ace. Oh, Ace, that's cute. He's so widow.
No, I think Nick is tall. I'm just saying if Chris is 6'8", I don't think Nick is 6'8". So that's why I thought tippy toes must be involved somewhere. So.
Yeah, I'm like, if that's like,
that's just being greedy. Because
if Chris is 6'8", then Nick would have to be what, 6'?
Probably 6'4", 6'5", yeah.
6'4", 6'5", with a little tippy toe action would make him 6'6".
Yeah. That is so funny that he did that, just knowing he was standing beside Chris. But it's like he's 6'8". If you're even close to his height, you're gonna look tall. So that's so funny.
And fine, I know that's right. I've discovered a new crush, but I've been mad at Nick this whole entire. I've been mad at him this whole season.
So he's coming around for you now.
Yes, the 6'8"
really
and the
coming
and the black wife effect really sold it for me. Really, I'm gonna go ahead and give him a follow.
Well,
I'm kidding.
You don't follow him?
No, I don't follow any of the cast because I don't like to keep up with them. Honestly, like once the show is over, unless somebody's like married or like unless somebody's like, unless it's like Big T, right? Somebody gets married, has a baby, goes to jail. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't really.
Well, they post a lot of stuff, so I'll keep it up for us. But I usually, after the show's done airing, then I sometimes unfollow some, just because, you end up seeing so much, right? Like once the show is not relevant anymore, there's just no reason to keep up if you're not like a fan, I guess. So, but I follow them now, I think, at least some of them. But if it doesn't work out with Alandria, then you could sneak in there. I don't think he's going back to Sierra, so.
I think isn't Nick like 24?
Oh, right. I forgot. Yeah. They're children.
They're children. So
I forgot about that minor detail.
That's kind of a big one. 24, no thanks.
That's too young.
Yeah.
You like going the other way. So if they have a golden Love Island, get Ricky on there.
Sign me up. I'm all for it. Oh my God. Okay.
That'd be funny.
Off topic, but I did see this. I don't even want it. I'm not even going to say it because it's actually it's really mean. Like, I guess Love Island did like a casting and a girl, like her video went viral on TikTok because she was like, I just left a Love Island casting. And she was 44 and she was like, I just left the Love Island casting and I wasn't originally going to go because, I thought I was too old, but they let me audition. And she was just talking about her experience. And she was like, I feel really young and I don't look my age. And, the comments
you can never say that on the internet. As soon as you say I look young,
just weren't on her side. I'll just say that, like, they just weren't on her side. I was like, oh well, at least she followed her dreams and apply,
Yeah.
you
I
know?
was gonna say like that would be interesting to have some older people, but not really because that's not fair to the 22-year-olds that are not interested in older people. Like it's too hard to mix the
Yeah,
ages,
it's
but
too
maybe
hard to
doing a
mix. You would,
full older one would be good, like
yeah, you would have to
a
do like
30 plus.
a golden one. Yeah, but also
Would
30
30
plus.
plus be golden?
But gold, yeah, no, 30 plus is not golden. But I do think that it would be hard to get 30-year-olds to spit milk in each other's mouths
Yes.
and kiss
And
everybody, catch
can you imagine wearing a
mononucleosis.
bikini all day and all night, like even when you're eating and just trying to lay around? Like, no, thank you. I need like
Pull out the one
sweatpants.
pieces. Pull out
It'll
the one
be,
having a thong up your ass 24/7. And I can't
yeah.
get in the pool. I'm gonna be having hot flashes. No, 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 no.
They need perimenopause Love Island.
Yeah. So,
That'd
mm-mm.
be so funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, yeah, no one wants to see that, sadly. But we enjoy watching the young hot people play around. So
Yeah.
that sounded really creepy. Yeah. Not just a normal level of enjoyment, not a creepy level, just TV entertainment. Anyway.
Anyway, back to Shirley
Anyways,
and Ace going into the hideaway.
creepy. Now that's just creepy watching people do this. But no, they're cute. It was nice to see them get some alone time. You
Mhm.
think they're gonna fully enjoy the journey while they're there?
I don't know. I think because Shelly she kind of like made a comment like, "Oh, he better be ready." I don't know if you've seen it going around on TikTok, but Ace had the whipped cream bottle and he had put it in his shorts while he was like doing certain things, and people thought it was something else. And they
Oh
were a
no.
little worried for Shelly because they were like, "Oh, now we see why Ace acts this way or why he has such a
Oh
big
my
ego."
gosh.
And lo and behold, it was the whipped cream bottle.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I was thinking, I'm like, she's all dolled up and he just showed up in his underwear. Like, I guess that's all men really have. They don't
Yeah,
have like
to be
outfits,
sexy.
but
I would
that's all.
quite literally like pass out if he like tried to put on some like lace boxers or something. Like,
Some kind of costume or something. But yeah, they're cute. Oh, before the hideaway though was the doc talk, the little cute setup. I mean, Amaya and Brian were cute in setting it up. A kind of a bad sign though that you have to be like forced to talk to your couple.
but they were talking before that, right? Like so before they got forced to go to the dock, you notice that Chris and Huda are next to each other and they're talking and she's like, "Don't touch me with your dirty ass hands." So again, that like nitpicking.
Mm-hmm.
"Don't touch me with your dirty ass hands." And he told her to shut up again.
Oh my God. Yeah, they just
Tell her to shut up again. He was like, "Shut up."
that's the thing. It was like if she wants to be negative and nitpicky in like little arguments, I think some couples like that or they do it. I don't know if they like it. But then she has to like take his back, right? And she gets mad when he says shut up, but she wants to berate him all day and he can't say anything back. It's kind of weird, but
Yeah.
maybe they were just trying to give them like a more romantic place to talk or like a private place to talk. But
Mhm.
the talk went as all their talks do. I know I saw some people saying like, "Oh, it was so cute and good," but I didn't see that. It just seemed the same circles that they've been doing the whole time. So,
It was, I mean, to me, it was the same conversation that they had in the beginning of the episode. Your thought process is not going to change. So basically, I just have to deal with it. There's no point in harboring on these feelings if nothing's going to change. So, like, let's just move
mhm.
on from it. But realistically, in that same breath, you go ahead and you tell me what you need, but you don't want to listen to what I need. And I wish he would have said that in that moment when she told him that she needed more attention. I would have been like, "I'm literally trying to give you attention by giving you kisses." Like, I'm very confused. Instead of,
Yeah.
again, validating her in that moment, or to say, "Oh, is PDA not attention?" Or
Hmm.
to even call her out and say, "Why is it okay for you to tell me what you need? But when I voice a need, like we can't even come to a compromise." Because we hear her tell Amaya that she wants to compromise, but when she went into that conversation with Chris, she's still, "I don't like to kiss. I don't like to kiss. I don't like to kiss." There's no compromise. So why would you
Yeah.
tell Amaya you want to compromise and then not lead the conversation with, how can we compromise? How can we
Hmm.
reach a middle ground to where it works for both of us?
Yeah, it's so hard because it's like yes, he definitely could be more direct and be like, I don't like this and this and this, but we see like him just try slightly to tell her things and it does not go well. She's like, I'll leave you alone, like you're done, whatever. So I see his thought process where he's like, if I push this anymore, it's going to be a blow up and it's not going to, we won't be able to come back from it. So I think he's just trying to walk on eggshells so much to just get through these last damn few days because he knows like this fight is brewing and she's just waiting for him to have a reaction that warrants her like being the victim, you know? Like if he finally snaps and gets a little angry, it's gonna be like, oh, he's the problem, right? So he's trying so hard. Like he said, she's like the toughest nut he's had to crack or whatever. Like it's you can tell he's like exhausted from just a couple days. So.
Well, he cracked that nut technically, but he's not gonna crack. Like she needs to
Yeah,
do
work
some
on herself.
inner work and work on herself. And maybe watching this back will help her work on herself, you know?
But you know, the interesting thing is when they did the challenge, when she had her chats with Amaya, I thought she was good. And I thought if we saw more of that, like we might like her more. But also, this is Love Island. It's about how you are in a couple. And if you're terrible in a couple and you treat your partners bad, it doesn't really matter if you're nice to the girls, right? Like
Yeah.
we can only forgive so much. So I think she is capable of having normal conversations, but for some reason, once she sleeps with someone or she's in a relationship, she just loses all sensibility. And I just don't know why she can't talk to Chris the way she is talking to Amaya about the same subjects. She just gets so defensive when she's in with her person and gets so
Yeah.
negative. It's weird.
And I felt like Amaya gave a really good analogy to say, well, if the roles were reversed, how would that make you feel? And it's like
Mhm.
you can understand it in that moment when Amaya's saying it, but you can't understand it when you're in his face of like how that would make you feel if the roles were reversed. Like you just can't, it's almost like you forget everything everyone said and you just want to stick to your point. And it's
Mhm.
like I used to have a friend like that, and it was like so exhausting because I would spend hours and hours like saying my side and how I view things. And like she would be like, okay, I understand you. I hear what you say. I get your side. I get your point. And then the very next time we got into an argument or something happened, she would instantly resort back to her point and her where I'm like, well, we spent 5 hours going over how those aren't valid, and you
Yeah.
understood my point of view, and now you're right back at the starting point, and it became really exhausting. We're not friends
Yeah.
anymore. But
No,
you know what I mean? But
can't deal with that.
that's kind of like what this reminds me of is like you can say your point until you're blue in the face and she's gonna pretend like she understands you, but then and it's kind of the same thing that happened with the whole Shelly in a it's just a challenge thing. When everybody else
Mhm.
explained to her you did do too much and you know, because of Jeremiah, you didn't want them doing this, she'd be like, oh, I understand, I understand, I understand. And then you go right back to, well, it's just a challenge. Like that's what you
Yeah.
wrote down for the mailbox. And I think I think it's exhausting. And like I said, maybe
Mhm.
coming out of this, she will self-reflect and
But she's
grow.
gonna have all those fans that are gonna
But
tell her
yeah,
she did
all of
nothing
her
wrong.
supporters are gonna enable her to where she thinks
Hmm.
like, but she can't escape the internet, right? Like you will see the
Hmm.
other side of the internet that is calling her out for her behavior, and hopefully
Uh-huh.
she learns from it and grows from it. And yeah, but
Speaking of
one
the
positive thing I will say is that she really killed that challenge, man. Coming down that pole, shaking them cheeks
the leg
was
thing.
the leg thing, and then her
Hmm.
bouncing her ass on Chris as they went down the slide.
Hmm.
I love it. It was
Yeah,
great. It was very nice.
they seem like so happy and free, and I just wish she could keep that energy in her conversations with him. Like that's all he wants. That's all anyone wants in their couple is to just have fun and be happy. And it's like she just has a vendetta against happiness because she just won't let him breathe. It's weird. So,
Yeah.
but speaking of the heart rate challenge, Taylor and Clark, we saw their interview on Chicks in the Office. They did say that they thought Huda did too much in that challenge. She did sit on Ace's face basically or pretty much. So I don't know what do you mean.
That damn near. He says she damn near sat on his face. So I know the fans are in my comments talking about damn near doesn't mean that she did, but he said damn near and he said she basically did. Yeah. She
Hmm.
basically did. Yeah. So again, that could mean again, we knew something was cut out. Basically sitting on his face could mean like she she bounced on it and didn't actually sit. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
It was puss to nose basically. So, and
Like
people are in the comments like, oh well, Shelly did a split on Chris and had her wuss in his face, and I'm like, girl, Ace is, I mean, Chris is 6'8". When she did the split, her vagina was literally on his chest. That's a
yeah.
difference between having puss on nose. You know what I mean? So
Well, that just makes me think because everything Huda does is so calculated and she does get so defensive and hurt so easily that I think she did that to Ace because she was mad that Shelly did that to Chris. I think it was a retaliation, right? Because was that after or before?
it was after.
Yeah, yeah. Because we all wondered, like, where did this come from sitting on Ace's face? She never appeared to like him all that much, and I was like, why was she doing that? But I think it was a dig to Shelly, and that's why Shelly was upset. Like, I don't think it was about Ace. She's not into Ace, so.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was about Ace at all. And again, Ace, like obviously Hood is the one putting on the performance, so she's the one leading the horse. But obviously, like if someone's sitting on your face and you don't want them to, you can very realistically stop it. So I think Ace is just as much as to
I
blame.
wonder if he did, though, because we didn't see it, right? Like, maybe she went to sit on his face and he was like, no thanks or something, like we didn't
Maybe.
see
Like,
it.
what we did see is her start to turn around, and I'm
Yes, and then
assuming
we didn't.
she back like you turned around and you reverse cowgirl and then you back that thing up right onto his nose and to so people can say, oh, he didn't say that she sat on his face, because those are the comments. I mean, he's saying basically she basically did, yeah, she
Mhm.
basically did, yeah. So take that how you want. To me that means, yeah, they admitted that she did too much, she took it too far, and that Shelly had every right to be mad. So for everybody coming at Shelly saying, oh, and then it's like, oh, people love to use this one. Oh, Janae sat on Kenny's face. Serena busted a split on Cordell's face. Do you notice the pattern there? Do you notice the pattern there? They did that to their own partners. So save it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
save it.
that's the thing is like I can't imagine like because maybe she did turn around and was starting and then he stopped it and that's why Taylor's saying basically yeah because like she was trying to and Ace sort of stopped it, but I'm not giving Ace like that much credit. I don't know that he would stop it or I don't know what happened, but I do know if it was a woman and it was a man, not her couple, put his thing on her face without asking her, like I don't, that is not okay. Like that's what the guy with the big teeth
But I
said.
think, have we seen in the heart rate challenge? Like, I know they do some crazy stuff because Olandria put somebody's booty in her face, right? But she's
Yeah.
like, right? She did. And then I'm pretty sure we've seen men like grab the woman's hand or heads and like put it on their chest or on their abs or maybe even their crotch, but I think the point is that her fans love to just miss is that
Hmm.
we all know that the heart rate challenge is you do the most. So it's not the point that in the heart rate challenge you don't do the most. The point
Hmm.
is that you set a standard. You didn't want these girls even looking at Jeremiah, and then you put your wussy dussy in your friend's man's face. I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure that if they had been going OD on Jeremiah and it was just all fun and games, the heart rate challenge would not have had the same effect. Like if we were
Yeah.
if we were all this whole time kissing Jeremiah, groping Jeremiah, backing it up on Jeremiah, and there was no precedent set by you, Huda,
Mm.
then it wouldn't have been maybe it wouldn't have been too far. But I also think when somebody is done with a challenge and they're
Yeah.
getting up and walking away and you're still going, that's when the line starts to be crossed, because stop, it's
Yeah.
over. Why are you still going? That's the
Yeah.
problem. So
Yeah. I didn't feel like they said anything else that interesting. Did you find anything in the interview? Like they're a little
that
quiet.
they're exclusive.
Right. Right.
I think that they're exclusive. And I guess the fact that Taylor stood on, like he doubled down on why he sent Jeremiah home. He said that he feels like it was the right choice, and that of the three standing up there, that Jeremiah didn't do his experience the right way, and Pepe
Mm-hmm.
and Austin did, which
Mm-hmm.
is, who are you to say what the right way is? I do wish in that moment that the host would have asked, how was Jeremiah's experience any different than your experience with Alandria? Because
Yeah.
at that point you both had only one connection that you had explored, and when you
Hmm.
found Clark, you locked in on her the same way he locked in on Andrina. I wish the host would have asked him that.
Yeah, they did point out at one point how like people joked about the season where if you actually find someone you like and you get in a good couple, you go home. And he agreed and was like, yeah, like that's what happens. So it's like so you're admitting then that you sent Jeremiah home because he found a good connection, which is not the point of the whole show. So,
Yeah.
and then it happened to him. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah. So
nothing.
maybe that means that Shelly and Ace should go home since they locked things off,
Yeah.
and now they made it official in the Hideaway.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I think if Huda ends up winning, then yeah, the whole theme of the season was nothing to do with love at all. So it's like
Yeah.
it's some other kind of island. I don't know what it is, but not Love Island. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, nothing else. There was no like good tea, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
they
they all have
obviously
their phones back. They're not watching the show, so
no.
they don't really know what's going on.
Yeah, they're very out of the loop still, which I don't really like. I wish they would let them have a few days, like talk to their families, get on social media, go home, and then do the interviews so they have more of an idea. But I guess it is nice to hear their perspective before it's clouded by what everyone else thinks. Because you could tell he was like very like standing on what they did to Jeremiah, as though like the whole world is like, yeah, you guys got out Jeremiah. Like he was very proud of that, and so they don't know the truth.
Yeah, they have no
'Cause-
idea.
yeah,
They did bring up the minions thing, and
yeah.
he did say that Ace did take on a leadership role and that he was very
Mhm.
dominant. He was dominant. Maybe he didn't use the word
You
dominant,
like
but
to be dominant.
he just likes to be dominant. And then he did say that, they let him kind of take on that role because he likes it and it makes him happy, and but that
Mhm.
they did all equally insert their thoughts and opinions, and it wasn't like a whatever Ace says goes type of deal. So
Yeah. Imagine Ace and Huda in a relationship together, though. It would never last.
it would never last. It would
No.
never last. It would
It would
never last.
end in a house being burned down, I
It
think.
would, because they would. I do feel like who you can pull that shit off with. And I do feel like because Chris is so calm, she's getting the sense that she can,
Yeah.
she can pushes buttons. I do think Ace would, they would be boxing like it would never, where
Hmm.
he would be so like direct and forward with her, like the way he was
Yeah.
with Amaya. She would not be able to take that.
No, she would take it way too personally and get defensive. I mean, it might, because I know lots of people say Chris is so quiet and gentle, he's good for her, but maybe she does need someone that's a little bit more like right off the bat, like I don't put up with this crap. So,
That's what she doesn't need someone soft and gentle. She needs somebody that's firm, because
mhm.
I would argue that Jeremiah was soft and gentle too. Like Jeremiah
Yes.
just couldn't construct his words, and because he was like so performative, like no, wait, like wait, you know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
I think like triggered her and made her more upset. But Jeremiah was very gentle in his approach too, and or at least tried to be. So I don't think gentle. I think if she needs somebody that's like, hey, cut that shit out.
Yeah.
Like, we not doing that. Like, that's
Yeah.
what she needs. Like, it's like, oh, okay, sir.
Yeah, I
Yes.
agree. It's she does
Yeah.
seem to enjoy how far, like watching how far she can push someone and seeing
Yeah.
what she's always testing like the boundaries. So, but enough about Huda. A couple more days, guys, and then we don't have to talk about her
I
anymore. But
know. I
maybe
know.
she'll win, and then at least you know some people will be happy. So that's the thing is the people are all so split on this. So someone's gonna be happy, someone's gonna be sad. We don't know what's gonna happen. Let us know who you're gonna vote for, who you would vote for if you could, if you can't like me. But give us your thoughts and opinions.
Yeah, tell us who you're going to vote for tonight and why. We do have one couple going home tonight. And that's the thing is like we can ask for people's votes, but we don't know who's going home tonight. I personally think that Iris and Pepe are going to be the couple to go home tonight, only because I don't think the votes are on their side and they haven't had the time. But we'll
Yeah,
see. You guys let us know who you're voting for your final couple, the winners, and why. And then, yeah, and then
yeah,
we'll discuss in the comments.
yes. I can't vote, so you vote for both of us.
Who do you want me to vote for?
Ace and Shelly.
Okay.
I think I think they grew on me, and I think yeah, they have the best connection. Don't come for us, but I do love Iris. I mean, I like Iris and Pepe, and like you said, if we have more time, but I also love Nick and Alandria. I just
No,
don't think it's fair.
my top three: Nicole, Andrea, Ace and Shelley, Brian, and Amaya. And I think that tonight's episode will solidify my vote. So I'll check back in after tonight's episode and see if I can just vote too.
Okay, we'll collude. We'll get together and figure it out. This has become an ASMR podcast now. So. Shall we get into the spicy ladies of Miami? Because
Yes, let's do it.
I'm really loving this season. I think they're really.
I really like Stephanie.
I love her. I know. I almost forgot to mention her last episode, and now I'm like, oh, I love her. She's a really good addition. I love her life is just so cool. Like, no kids, just devoting it all to business, just boss. Well, Lisa called her boss baby, but more like a boss bitch. Like, she's good. She's
like,
yeah.
I want to be like her when I grow up. I just want to be dripped in Chanel, driving my Rolls Royce truck. So hopefully this podcast really takes.
I don't know if podcast money is like real estate money, but we can dream, right? We can dream.
But you know what, Alex Cooper? I beg to differ, okay? Because she's popping and cracking. I don't think she has Sosa money. So whatever the other last name is, I don't think she has Sosa money. But it's enough to where she could be dripped in Chanel and driving a Rolls Royce check if she wants, and having a private jet. She ain't hurting, that's for sure.
No, we can just take our podcast money and turn it into real estate money. Just pivot. We do both. So that's the way to go. So we're talking about season 7, episode 5, by the way. I forgot. I think we said the wrong number at the top of the episode, but it's 5 that we're at already. This just go by so fast. But we start off with Alexia and the life coach, which I thought she might have a little crush on him, but I'm not sure. I don't think he mentioned whether he was straight or not. So, but I got that she had a crush on him. So, but maybe not. Maybe they're just friends. But I was like,
maybe if she started seeing his post and she's like liking his post and liking what he had to say. I mean, everyone could use a life coach.
She did say something like that, like, oh, like I'm not used to seeing like young man life coach or something. So they seem to have a good friendship, so maybe that's all it is. But I mean, she could use someone to help her escape Todd, so it wouldn't be the worst idea. I don't know. Life coach and boyfriend.
Showed the like up and down of like exactly like 1 week it's like I hate him, I need to get away from him. Then it's like, oh my God, like we're gonna pause the divorce. Then it's like, oh my God, he's a monster. Then it's like, oh my God, like you know what I mean. So I think like showing that back and forth was like really, really interesting because I'm like, I don't know if somebody married me and then they weren't even married for a year, 2 years.
No, like I think it was like a year. Like, yeah, not even 2 years.
Like and then I come home and all your shit's gone and you done bailed. Don't ever talk to me again. Like I'm gonna have to like
and she said
or something like that. Like I'm just really gonna have to you're gonna have to feel my wrath in a different way. Like so the fact that she's still entertaining it is really crazy to me.
I know, it's wild. So yeah, I think she needs a distraction. So I don't know if they're hooking up, but maybe he's just a life coach. But she should find herself someone. But she did say on the Watch What Happens Live she's still hooking up with Todd. That was just like 2 weeks ago.
Lord.
So yeah, it's still going on. So
okay, all right. Well,
so then the ladies were dealing with a hurricane going on. What did you think about Jody at the start of this? Like, right? I'm
so glad you wrote that down because I definitely thought about that. Like, because we've been having this discourse the last couple of recaps about like, is he too involved in what she's doing? Because he claims to like not care and like he, I don't need to be on the show. And it's like knowing that he was essentially a fan that slid in her DM and now they're in this relationship. And I think even when we interviewed her, an interview we were listening to with
Juicy Scoop,
he inserted himself, and then we hear him insert himself in her
confessional,
today, and I think she's viewing it from a stance of like, oh, people are mad that I have somebody that has my back, and that's a scary place to be in because, if you really believe that, like you do believe that he's genuine and doing it with the best intentions, and I don't know that he does. Like, what? I'm not saying that he doesn't have good intentions, but what I will say is, you for damn sure care about being on this show and want to be on this show and be a
Mhm.
part of the mix. So,
And yeah, it's coming across as a little controlling when you're sitting there in her confessional and like piping up when she's saying things, correcting her. Like you basically listen to every word she says. Like in all the Housewives shows I've ever watched, I don't think I've ever heard of a husband sitting there while they film these confessionals where they're just basically answering producer questions all day. And I don't know that they haven't before and we just don't hear them pipe up, but like, in what world would you have time to do that? And what would be the point unless he's there to answer questions about himself? I don't really know the background, but for him just to sit there while she's answering questions about her life on her TV show just didn't make a lot of sense. There's support and then there's control, and I'm like, I don't know that he needed to be there for that and be like correcting her. It was a little strange. At first I was like, oh, he's supportive, she needs that, and the more we watch of him, the more I'm like, it's not looking good.
same, same.
Mm-hmm. But thankfully, the hurricane passed over them. No damage. I guess Miami has like a lot of hurricanes. Is that common
Yeah.
over there?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, it is common over there. We don't get hurricanes over here. And it's so
Really?
funny to me when people are like, oh, like, because my bestie in Houston, they get hurricanes. And I'm like, oh my God. And like, they're all, people are always like, well, I'd rather have a hurricane than an earthquake. And I'm like, what?
Mm,
Like,
I don't
to
know
me,
about
I
that.
don't know about that. I'm like, what? Like, water, drowning? What? Like, everything getting run versus like, but I guess in the sense of like a hurricane, you can prepare for, you know, it's coming, you can
Yeah.
evacuate, versus an earthquake is like very instant. You cannot prepare for it. You cannot predict them. You don't know when one's coming and they just kind of happen, you know?
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, I know. It's like picking, I guess, the less of two evils, but it does seem like I don't think we get that many earthquakes over here, do we? You guys have a few, right?
we
We don't
get
get
some, but
them.
like, I think like 9 times out of 10, you don't feel it. Like, you'll just
Yeah.
see some stuff swaying and you're like, oh, I think that's an earthquake. Like, and then it's like, okay. But you do get like the occasional, like really big ones where you're like,
Yeah. I never have felt one, but because I grew up on Vancouver Island, which is close to like where you are, not that close, but it's on
"Hmm."
the whatever they call it, the fault lines, and they always talk about this big earthquake that's coming. It's going to sink the whole island, and they've been warning us about this for years, but it's never happened. Knock on wood. So, like, let's not let's not put that out in the universe. But
Yeah.
yeah, I would think hurricanes are more of like a yearly thing that they're dealing with. So thankfully they were okay. Nobody got hurt. And Jody said something about like I felt like he was getting a little snippy with her about like the hurricane insurance or something. That seems like something you should have while you live there, right?
Yeah, he said he did have it. He said he
Uh-huh.
did have it, but I think the whole thing that was weird to me was about like her husband was buying another property and like renovating,
Yes.
and he was like
Yeah.
putting his 2 cents into that, and I'm like,
I
that
know.
don't
I
really
don't
got
know.
nothing to do.
No, and Lisa and her ex have had a really tumultuous divorce, right? And so, like, would you really trust your ex that basically hates you to build you a home and you gotta live in that home? Like, I would be worried he bugged it or put cameras or didn't build it right. Like, I just don't know why this is a part of their separation agreement that he's building the house. I don't know where that came from. Like,
She
just
should
give me the
definitely
money,
be.
I'll buy my own house. Yeah,
Well,
I
I
know, it's
would like to.
sad. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
she went from like one controlling type of a marriage to now this with Jody, which that kind of reminds me of like you don't watch New Jersey, but Teresa was married to a guy that was not so great, and now she's married to another guy, and you're kind of like deja vu, like another
Mm.
trouble, another guy that doesn't pay his taxes allegedly. So it's like they have a type. So they
They
have a
have a
type, I
type.
guess. They just. Mm.
Color crime. Criminal.
So, what did you think of the dogs in Stephanie's building? I was like, who's taking care of these dogs? Who's walking them? Of course they're gonna poop in the house. Like, they just put them in
Yeah,
there.
I
Like,
think it's really sweet that her husband
yeah,
has a soft spot for the dogs and took them in. Um, but and obviously like everybody was acting so suspicious when it was like, oh my God, like just take us to one unit, don't take us to the other one. Like, but yeah, if no one's taking, those were big dogs. So if nobody's
Mhm.
taking them out, and I don't know what they expected, but I mean, maybe they have units that have no furniture in it. That would have made a lot more sense. But when I seen the maid just kind of picking up the poop and wiping off the covers, I'm like, oh no, no, no. No, 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 no. You need to like basically
Burn
get
them.
rid of that comforter.
Yeah.
If they peed on the pillows, you need to get rid of that pillow and really just redo this whole entire space. So
Yeah, I'm like, you can't just wipe off dog pee. So hopefully their potential buyers don't see that. But it's cool to see them like obviously they own the buildings, and she's like we said, a very uh I don't know what the word, I don't want to say boss bitch again because that's very cringy millennial, but whatever we call people like that now.
yeah, she's a
Like
boss bitch. I mean, it
not
is
girl
what
boss.
it is.
What?
Girl
Yeah,
boss. She's a boss
just
bitch.
boss. It doesn't matter that she's a girl. She's a boss. She's like running the show. It's really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool to see her
It is
in her
very cool.
element. Yeah. So then we see Gertie and Julia have a little chat, finally getting to the bottom of this and getting over this ridiculous cruise fight that's been going on for apparently 5 episodes now. So
Yeah.
what did you think about their chat? Like, I thought it was nice that Julia apologized for throwing the water, even though, like, that was like a little apology is probably not gonna make that better. That was pretty bad, but did you think their chat was productive?
Essentially, yeah. I thought it was productive. I don't know that I would want to continue that friendship if I was either of them.
Hmm.
I didn't we see earlier in the episode Alexia have a, or was that maybe that was after Alexia having a conversation with Gertie?
Yeah, maybe that was before.
Was it before? Because I just remember in that conversation, I was kind of like, she was kind of getting at Gertie, saying that Gertie's really defensive and like overreacts. And I just remember in that moment feeling like, no, if we're talking about what happened at that engagement party or whatever, like Julia was in the wrong. So I didn't appreciate in that scene how everybody got at Gertie because I think they showed a flashback. So it was something that we
Hmm.
didn't see. And it was like a flashback scene where I'm like, if anybody can justify Julia's actions in that moment, like
Hmm.
it's ridiculous to me. So I didn't like that, like them saying like, well, you just instantly get defensive and nobody nobody wants to talk to you, and that's why it's so hard for whatever Julia to talk to you, and it's just like no, Julia was drunk and she overreacted. She made an ass out of herself.
Yeah.
Um, but in the conversation between Julie and Gertie, I hated Gertie's outfit. I have to say that. Like I was just like, girl, what do you have on? She has some pretty interesting choice of clothing, but I don't know. I just wouldn't be able to trust Julia if I was
No.
Gertie, and vice versa. Like Julia had a good point. Like you blurted out that I got a facelift and you're insinuating that I'm not a good wife because I'm like leaving my wife to like get a facelift. You know,
Hmm.
but I get like when you're feeling attacked and 'cause people are coming from you, you say whatever, but I just don't think it's a friendship worth saving. Like Julia
Yeah.
showed her whole ass and then like victimized herself. So,
Yeah, I think when you're fighting over sort of what seems to be these trivial things and throwing water over it, like, yeah, not much worth saving there. I didn't agree with Alexi either, like coming for Gertie. I thought she had a right to be upset about the situation, and I don't think Alexia should police her on that and say like you can't be defensive because I think she was more like trying to vent to Alexia, not necessarily like that. Because I think she came less defensive when she talked to Julia. She was just like talking about the situation. So,
yeah.
yeah, at least I think they're going to move on from it. It seems that way. So we'll see.
They have
But
to because they
yeah,
have to get along for this show. So.
yeah. We need them to fight about something else now. So
Right,
move on from it. Um,
right.
what did you think about Larsa and Kiki and her son and their little hangout?
I thought it was cute.
Yeah.
I thought it was cute. I just know that Kiki's son and his friends are all probably like, dang, your mom has hot friends. Like,
I was gonna say I would. No offense to Larsa, but I probably wouldn't want my son around her just because she has a history of going for people's sons. So I mean, he's much younger.
Well,
Her
he's
her
like,
limit is 30, I think. I haven't seen her with
oh,
someone under 30, but she does
wow.
like a younger man that's friends' sons. So I
Oh,
would
that's
just be
true.
like,
The one
no.
thing I did think was like, ooh, I don't know that I would have my bosoms out in front of a 19-year-old, like two 19-year-olds, you know?
I definitely think Larsa does that on purpose though. Like she wants like the attention and she likes you could see she was like very comfortable talking with them, like the flirtiness, which is weird when it's your friend's sons, but it's like I would have never thought she would go for Michael Jordan's son and she did. So it's like a weird that would just creep me out, but
Yeah,
not her.
fact.
But she does
That's what.
have a man. He's 31, I think. So I don't know if she did then though. I'm not sure how long they've been together, but she's off the market now, so your sons are
Who's her man?
safe.
Who's her man? For your
He's a for now. I don't know. He's a basketball player and he's 31. That's all I know. But I'm not good with like sports names.
Larsa
Larsa
Pippen
man.
boyfriend.
I
Jeff
want to.
Kobe, a former professional basketball player.
Oh,
This
former.
relationship began after her split from Marcus Jordan. They made their red carpet debut in April 2025. So
Okay, so new.
Jeff Kobe, a former professional basketball player.
Mm.
Oh, okay. 31. Mm-hmm. He's tall and black with a beard.
Yeah.
He's a looking guy.
Very handsome man. Yeah,
Very
yeah.
handsome guy, yeah.
Yeah. Good for her. Like I said, I just wouldn't really want her around younger men, but 19 I think is safe. That she doesn't seem to be going that young. 30 and up.
You never know. Motherfuckers get desperate. I don't know.
It's
I'm
like with
trying to see if he's like a real life ex basketball player
no,
or
I think it
like
said he played in like Spain and a few other countries and that he was on
next. Go on to the next topic.
it said he did make it on the Knicks roster. I think that means he didn't actually hit the court, but he was on the roster. So
She was married to Scottie Pippen, no?
yeah, so
Like,
that's a girl. Yeah,
girl,
that's a
let's
fall
just,
from grace.
that's a fall from grace. Like, girl, let's just, oh my God. Like, I'm so embarrassed. Like, just like go out on a high horse, change categories. You know what I mean? Change categories. Change for stop dating basketball players. Just like
Yeah.
maybe date like a
Yeah, you
lawyer
can't
or a
you
doctor or like you can't go from Scottie Pippen to I forgot his name, Jeff Kobe, Spain player man. Like, no, you cannot do that. Like,
No. No. I mean going to Michael Jordan's son was bad enough, but now it's at least he was
going
known.
down from there.
Yeah. But I mean, she looks great. She's having fun. Good for her. But yeah, I agree. Get out of the basketball area. There's got to be other sports that have cute men. All of them do. So, so what do we have left? I think just the late bus, the hanging out on the bus for hours waiting for Lisa. So I will say that's my pet peeve. So I was totally team Stephanie in this.
Stephanie was not wrong for what she said to Lisa. She honestly was she was firm, but what she said was in no way rude. I don't know why the bus was still there 2.5 hours later, and I would have left her after
Right.
30 minutes at 45 minutes. 30 minutes is like
A lot.
max. Like
Mhm.
you're done. Like we're leaving you because not only now you guys are late to Alexia's whole thing. All of you guys are 2.5 hours late is extremely rude. And I
Yeah.
think what Stephanie said was valid. Do you feel like your time is more important than any of the rest of us? Do you think that we have time to just be sitting here waiting for you? 2.5 hours is wild. And then to walk on the
Brutal.
bus, the first thing you should have said is apologize for being late. You walked on the bus like, hey, everybody looks beautiful. And you could tell everybody was frustrated. And it's like, like your friends have clearly been enabling you for 13 years. Why none of them were even going to say anything? Stephanie had to be the one to say something. She's like, I'm a boss ass bitch. I don't have time to be sitting here waiting for you for 2.5 hours. I could have made a multi-million-dollar deal in those 2.5 hours. Like,
Yeah, you could see that all the other ladies were so happy someone finally spoke up to her about this because they had so many flashbacks of Lisa being late over and over and over. So I
late
can't.
to a reunion. I saw. And Andy called her out.
Yeah, he was not impressed because you're sitting there already in your glam and you're uncomfortable and like, I can't believe the bus waited that long for her. I did see Lisa made a comment on social media, like, I told them I was going to be really late and told them to go without me, and they just waited. So she was kind of like blaming them. But I'm assuming because it's like a work thing, right? Like they may not either insurance wise or trust them to get themselves to these events. And they probably thought, like, if we leave on the bus and then she doesn't show up, like, they she might say, oh, my car didn't work or I couldn't get a ride or whatever. Like they probably have some kind of obligation to get her to this event. So they had to wait for her, or they just wanted to piss everyone off and have drama. It could be either one because they probably know this is going to make the ladies angry. And that's
Yeah, for
always a
sure.
good way to start a housewives party with anger. So I was like,
Yeah,
why
but
is this man on the bus? The little producer guy in the background. They never do that. At least we don't
I
see
didn't
it.
see him. I missed him.
Oh, okay. I was looking around too much, but he was sitting
Good
like with
eye.
he was sitting with the girls like texting and stuff, and it was just weird because usually like the sprinter vans or these buses is where like a lot of drama goes down, and usually I've never seen like a producer sitting in the mix because that must be awkward for them, knowing like they're just letting these girls fight without intervening, but they like it, they need the drama, so.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I thought Stephanie was super valid, and I thought that the way Lisa came at her was rude. Like, oh, I don't know
Mhm.
you, don't talk to me like that. Like, no, like I have a right to speak. I'm on this show now too, whether you like it or not. So
Mhm. Yeah, and it was her time wasted too, and her time is probably worth the most out of all those girls.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Period.
Mhm.
Get your
Yeah,
shit
so we didn't
together.
even get to the party on this episode, did we?
The play, no, we didn't. It's a to be
No.
continued, and like the ambiance of that wherever they were going looks really gorgeous. So
Mhm. Yeah, interesting party theme. I thought it was funny because these housewives are always getting diagnosed on the internet as like narcissists. So now they're just embracing and having a party about
yeah,
narcissists. So I
yeah.
thought that was funny.
Yeah, and I did see in the preview for next week that they're gonna like do a little like they're gonna do a little activity, and they named Lisa as like I forgot what they named her as, but she gets highly offended by it.
Oh no.
But it was something that's very fitting. Like it was
Hmm.
something that's very fitting.
Probably late or something.
Something like least considerate. I don't know, something like that. And then she's gonna be like, "Screw this party" and get up. But we'll have to wait till next week.
Yes, it's good. A good lead up to the next episode because, like we said, they're going into this party pissed off, so it can only go down from here or up. We'll see, but I'm assuming it's going to get a lot worse. So,
Right, right. So yeah,
yes.
well, it was a really good episode filled with drama.
You got any hot dates tonight?
Girl, no, I have Love Island tonight. That is what I have tonight. I didn't do any content yesterday because I'm like it's like senioritis, like it's almost over, but
We're
you just
so
gotta get
close.
it through it. We're so close, but I am no, I don't have any hot dates tonight.
No.
But so okay. So I think I told you the guy that I had been out on a few dates with, and there's no spark. And then
Hmm.
I was on live the other night, and I was telling, all my business on the internet, and somebody in the chat was like, "I'm here, I hear you, respect," as if it was him, right?
No.
So I swear. Like it was like the comment says something like, I'm in here. I hear you. I and understand how you feel, respect. Like, and so I seen the comment and like freaked out. Like either it's somebody like fucking with me or
Hmm.
it's actually him. And he called me the next day after I got that chat, that weird message in the chat, and I didn't answer because I was like, I can't take the chance that that was him in the
Yeah.
chat and he heard everything I freaking said. So, um, Yeah, that's that. I'm avoiding, and usually I'm not an avoidant. Like usually I, face
Good.
things head on and just. But I was like, oh my God, like I can't. Like I pick up the phone and he's like, yeah, I was in your TikTok live the other day and heard everything you said.
Does he like
I'm like,
text you or anything? Just text him and be like, I missed your call. What's up? What do you want to talk about?
it was like 3 days ago. He's probably
Oh
like,
no.
screw her at this point. I'll try it. We'll see. I think it's over.
That's his fault for getting on the live. You should know that's a private area
But
and he's gonna hear stuff.
also, if it was him on my live, I would be very concerned because I've not given him my social media or my username or like anything like that. So
Hmm. You're famous though.
I would be concerned. So.
You might have just happened upon the TikTok and the internet is crazy that way though. Does that ever happen to you? You know, where like you see someone or hang out with someone or whatever it is, and then like it puts their stuff on your page. It like knows you're in proximity to them. It's so
Yes.
freaky. I know.
I
It's
swear
crazy.
that happened to what's so crazy is when I was on a second date with this specific guy, there was a table, the two men and their girlfriends, and we started talking. And, one of the girls, like I ended up not, we didn't exchange numbers or anything, but we did spend time talking. And then the girl
Hmm.
popped up on my FYP.
Yeah, that's so freaky how it does that. I swear.
Yeah.
And then there's also that thing going around. It'll say like, oh, someone's like always stalking you or watching your page. Like they'll show up as suggested friends. But I don't think it is that. I think it just knows like if someone's around you or like knows like
Yeah, I
you've
think
talked to
like how
them.
you
It's
said, like
so
just
weird.
how you can like put your phones together and then like
Yeah.
that's some weird thing. They for sure know who you're in close proximity with. So hopefully,
Creepy.
I'm in close proximity with somebody and then I pop up on their point.
Yes.
Hopefully I get in close proximity with someone good and then I pop up on their For You page. So I need to
Yeah.
get in close
When you
proximity with Michael B. Jordan so that I'll pop up on it.
when I come there next week, we need to go somewhere fancy where like good
He
men hang
might
out. Not for me,
reside
for you,
where he
but
might be. Yeah.
not for me, but for you. Yeah, I've been single all week though, which was kind of fun. My
No,
husband,
you not married forever.
I know, but my
I've been
husband,
all week. It's my
my
husband.
husband had to go to Europe for work. So we've been on like, I don't know how people do long distance like that because it's crazy. I was going to bed, he was getting up and vice versa. So it was just
Mm,
me and the kids all week, which when you're first married or first dating someone and they have to go away, you're like so sad, right? But when you're together 18 years, you're like, oh, I get to watch what I want. I get to do what I want. I don't have to cook dinner. It's more of like exciting, and then you get to miss them. So it was
yeah,
nice, but also like he comes home tonight, so I'm excited for that. We always watch Big Brother together, and I couldn't watch
oh,
last night because he wasn't here. So I don't know.
oh, that's cute that you waited for him. I would have totally watched it by myself.
Yeah, no. That's why I don't get him into like Love Island or Love is Blind or any of the stuff that we watch because I can't wait for his ass to catch up. I'd be waiting like sometimes it takes us like a month to get through like one or two shows. So no,
Yeah,
I can't do
yeah,
it. He can never become a fan of the ones we actually like. So Big
yeah,
Brother, I'll give him that one because that's another one that's multiple times a week that we just don't want to get into because
yeah,
it's fun, but not as spicy as Love Island. So
yeah,
2 more
yeah.
episodes.
2 more
Crazy.
episodes and then we're done. And then we have Beyond the Villa.
Beyond the Villa. Yeah.
But we will make sure to keep you guys updated on all things Love Island. Let us know in the comments if you're watching Love Island UK. Let us know in
Hmm.
the comments if you're going to be watching Beyond the Villa. And also, most importantly, let us know in the comments who you are voting for tonight. So,
Yes.
and
Let
we will
us
catch you guys
know.
back tomorrow.
Yes, we'll be back. Have a good night,
Or not
guys.
tomorrow, or maybe
Oh, wait.
Sunday.
I'm like,
That's
we don't even know at this point. We're
we don't
literally
know.
just like,
We'll see you when we see you.
we're we're here more days than we're not. So just
Yes,
come back
exactly.
in a
You
couple
know the
days. We'll be
drill.
around.
Yeah, we'll be
We just pop
around.
up like a surprise when you least
Right.
expect it. A lot of the times in the middle of the night because that's when I have time to post it. So we'll be there when you wake up. So,
Right. Bye,
okay,
guys.
bye, guys.